So the governorship primaries are over in Anambra State, but as with many erratic, bad vibes elections in Nigeria, some have ended up in dispute and in court. No matter. Candidates have emerged, and for now it looks like 3 of them will range against each other in competition for the top job. Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo is of course the incumbent, and he was re-elected as the APGA candidate unopposed. He'll go against Dr. Nicholas Ukachukwu of the APC and Dr. George Moalu of the Labour Party. Opponents who say that after 4 years of the Soludo administration, the state is weighed down by economic and infrastructure problems, insecurity and unemployment. So what difference are these downbeat assessments likely to make in a state where Governor Soludo's supporters say he's emerged as a beacon of transformation? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the APC governorship candidate for Anambra State, Dr. Nicholas Ukachukwu. Good to see you.
Yeah, good evening, Charles.
Have you had a good day then?
A wonderful time. Great time.
You're not just saying that because you're a candidate and you've got to say the right things. Eh?
Yeah, but I'm having a great time.
Good.
Trying to manage human beings and manage the things around them gives you a kind of heads up. Oh, you're doing well.
Well, you sound almost English there, tongue-in-cheek.
Nice speaking with you.
Well, let's start from the outset. How much of a challenge was it winning the APC primaries in Anambra State?
Oh, actually, thank you very much. It's a great one because many of the people that contested have one thing or the other to their advantage. Also, maybe have their little disadvantages here and there. So it's not something that I went in with this mindset, I'm going to win. So because I went into the race with this mindset that is tough, so I have to put in my best. And then that my best must be my best if I must imagine the best. So from the one, I look at my challenges and then my weaknesses and then try to turn them into my strength. I wasn't looking at my advantage, I was just more looking at my disadvantages, trying to kind of track them and then put them all right.
And what were those disadvantages?
Okay, I'm trying to appeal to the party themselves, try to get to the party to buy their confidence. Because most of the APC, you know, it was going to be a delegate election where the ward executive has to elect 5 people. And then the 5 people that have the highest number of votes will become the delegate for that election. So put them together, there's no special delegate and no selective delegate, no particular delegate that said, okay, this is, so they have to emerge from that process of the Congress. So, and statutory delegate are no more part of it. So you need to take yourself to those people who actually going to come to do that voting. And part of the problem I have is that they have to show that if we are voting you, you have to be the one who will win.
Right.
And have somebody we know. Because our clothes are faded, some of us, our clothes are fading in our body because we've been loyal to this party and we have tried several times, we did not win. So we must be somebody, we want to hear the person, not hearing our leaders, but hearing them. So I took the message to them, and then because also they've known me and they believe actually that I have the capacity and they should do it. So it becomes tedious to go to make sure you talk to 306 people.
But when you say you took the message to them, I mean, what does that entail? Because there's a belief that in Nigeria, taking a message entails taking a brown envelope.
Well, you see, there's no trade, there's nothing you do in this life that actually, I mean, even if you don't, you have to transport yourself there, you have to fill your car, you have to do other things. Being able to coordinate and talk to 326 wards.
Yeah, but did you give them money?
No, you can know that at any meeting you call, even in your house, if you visit me now, I have to give you a drink. So calling a meeting and people coming to listen to you, giving them drinks.
Well, giving them drink is different from giving them money.
No, don't give money.
I mean, the money is an inducement to vote for you. A drink is just, hey, you come to see me, are you thirsty?
I agree with you. You give them drinks as visitors who come to listen to you.
So you didn't give them money?
Well, they don't need much from you. In fact, some of them have to even contribute money to me. Some of you have to even give me money.
So you didn't give them money?
No, I didn't give them money.
Okay.
I only gave them some good food and then good drink.
Right, okay.
And good word they're actually looking for.
Right. And it has, of course, ended up with some dispute, hasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, Valentine Ozigbo, who ran against you, is disputing the results. In fact, he's challenging it. What's your reaction to that?
Well, he's my brother. He might have his own reasons, but they cannot be genuine. Because one thing is about the primaries is that he came in from the disadvantaged position. He was the last to declare to run for that race. He was coming from a party to another party and then coming to another party, almost the space of a little time. And because of what APC stand for, he came in with so much disadvantage. And then going now to talk to people who you don't know, and the time is on your side to be able to tell the whole world or tell the whole local government. So it becomes a big challenge for him. So that even those who voted might not be able to know them. So I think that was really true. And then he have not come to realize it. But be it as it may, you have the right to challenge the primary. What is he challenging? He's not challenging that the process of the primaries was wrong. No. He's not challenging that this was rigged. No. He wasn't challenging, okay, that is mad with irregularities. No. He was challenging it that I wasn't a member of APC before I ran, that he went and checked the register. He was challenging from the point that I'm supposed to get a waiver because I'm not in the party within 3 months. Are they not conflicted? One, I wasn't a member. Second, I'm supposed to get a waiver. How can I get a waiver when I'm not a member? Even when you go to get a waiver, you must be a member even one day. So those two things are not agreeing. But be it as it may, the case in the court is not what I want to discuss on television. But that's what is challenging, meaning the process of election was right. He's only saying that Ukachukwu that emerged did not get a waiver.
Right. So do you feel confident at the moment that you are going to be the one competing against Charles Soludo in November?
Oh, definitely. Considering the number of people that gave me their mandates, who are praying for me, standing in the gap for me. Of course, I know majority carries most of the day. And then the prayer of majority God hears. You know, when 2 or 3 are gathered, he hears. How much more when thousands gathered to pray for you? If you remember in that election, out of 1,630 delegates, I got 1,455. So if only those ones are the people that are praying for me, heaven is bombarded. And then, of course, victory will be close by. So I'm very, very confident about that.
Right. Well, I mean...
But like I said, the matter is in the court. It's not an issue for me to talk about, yes.
Sure. I mean, that's victory within the APC in Anambra State. But beyond that particular political rubble, let me put it that way, what's your assessment of the record of the incumbent governor, Professor Soludo, who you are likely to go against come the election in November?
Well, there are many indices, there are many indicators to success. It's not a one-way traffic. Because like your body, if you think you are okay and you cannot see, you are blind. So there's deformity. And then maybe you also can see, but you cannot hear. Or maybe you cannot see, you cannot hear. Your body is functional, but the major integral part of that body that is not working. That's how you be able to measure success. If you don't measure success from that angle, then you cannot get it right. If you measure success holistically, you realize that success is all-encompassing. It's not one straight line. And then when you bring all those things that, collectively can say, you start to say 80% success, meaning you have assessed it. If you put that on the scale, he has not done well. Considering the amount of money that he's getting now, comparing to those who were there before, getting less than 10% of what he's getting. If you look at it from that point, he has not done well. And so certain things they are clapping for that have been done. I said it before, and I want to be quoted wrongly. Let's take 2 or 3 things. Government house is built, and they say, oh, Anambra State doesn't have government house, build a government house. That government house is not bigger than our personal compounds, some people compounds. Ukachukwu as a family, our compound is bigger than government house. So when somebody have done,
so what's the big deal if it's not an enormous mansion?
So we know how much it costs to do. So how can you compare it and tell us, we, the elite, that, oh, I have done government house, thereby we should clap, applaud it for? No, that's not what government's all about. There is more to it.
So if it was a bigger mansion, you'd clap for it?
It's not about bigger mansion. There are many things you can do that can be more valuable to people than bigger mansion. Collective things are more better than individual ones. There are things Anambra people cannot do as individual. Those things are what they want to do. And then it is more when you track those things that actually they need.
Right.
And then than those things actually that even if it's there, it's not working. Because you do some roads, yes, fine, but considering the cost and money involved, it has not been palatable to compare to other ones. But be it as it may, there are security challenges, there are business losses, there are many things that actually are not right. The things that drive business, that drive investors, drive me to come, that actually with that also, those enablers, which when you put it together, it will attract people, it will employ people, people can generate revenues, it will take some people off criminality and other things. If it's not there, you might do a road and everywhere is well, but nobody passes through there because it becomes a shop for the kidnappers and robbers. It's not actually what Anambra people want. We're traders, we're a trading community. So policies once put must be favorable to traders to attract them to come. And then if you've ever been to Anambra recently, coming from Asaba, when Asaba Airport was built, it was a bush, complete out of place. But the development have passed there, and 80% or 90 are Anambrarians, because the things are not favoring them in Anambra, so there's exodus, people moving out. It is those things that government should track. Main road, I want to say, I have built many kilometers of road in my community, in my area, and all of them with my money. Everywhere tired, connecting to all the villages. We're tired with just one or few of us. We have done it. And then if government have done road and individual have done, can we clap for government that have done road? Because what you're supposed to do before? It's not just doing road and building a house. It means that the person not prepare actually tackle the children. Human business is not about food. If you give me food and I have no clothes, they'll call me a madman. So when you are wanting to give me food, also provide clothes for me. Even if you give me clothes and food and they did not give me shelter, will I stay under the rain out of cold? So it's holistic. And when you look at it and measure it from that point, it's a colossal failure.
Right. Well, his supporters reject that assessment, as they would. They say he's made strategic investments that have boosted economic growth and have positioned the state as a leader, for example, in digital and human capital development. They cite all the training and all the things. You can't just wave a magic wand and things will change. You have to train people, prepare them to come forward and actually be able to take up whatever new jobs and sort of modern positions that are coming up. And for them to qualify for that, you've got to train them, and that takes time.
Okay. Training has to be on skills, and skill has to be on skills. And then skill has to measure economic growth and future. When you put it together, if you are training me on a particular program, then I'll be able to see a future that I can grow to become whosoever I want to be in life. If you're training me to mentor, then you're training me to a particular trade, and that trade, those who are trading that trade cannot boast of 1 million naira. You are becoming a poor man from the beginning. It's not about who you train and what you train, about what you train them to do, and actually what works for us. We're in a state which we know us for trading and other things, and then we know that part of this is apprenticeship. It is better training than any other thing. But notwithstanding, there are areas that people can identify, and when you identify them and train people and provide everything it needs, not political training, not whatever. Many of us, by God's grace, have taken many people out of poverty and make them, by God's grace, they grow to be millionaires and billionaires. We know what it takes to impact on life people for a change for tomorrow, because tomorrow they will. Even this election I'm running, I can't remember the number of people who one way or the other have passed through me that have said, well, Equatorial can we read? So I brought all manner of money to support me. I look at it, not because I don't have it, but I was proud of myself actually. That investment of many years are yielding great results. And they have done great. There's one I went to flag up his road, his building, his community, and I went to commission it also. So when I see those things, I have trained the person in a business, it can grow, and you can track the growth because somebody has passed through that journey. Not when you call people and say, you to want to train you how you can be able to paint a house. Is that training? So you're making me a painter. That's not being a painter. But be it as it may, it's the only way he find painting job he can do. But you keep trading in a trade that no matter what happens, there will be income. It might be small, it might trickle in, but be it as it may, he's tracking it that one day he can grow if he manages it
so
well.
Let me understand, you're saying that the kind of training that Professor Saluda is sponsoring is not relevant to the lives of the people in Anambra State, because, for example, in the digital economy and all that kind of stuff, that when those people are trained, they're not going to have the requisite jobs. Is that the point you're making?
It's not that they will not have requisite job, but they're going into competitive markets. You have to give them a sense of advantage.
But every market is competitive.
You have to give them a sense of advantage. Something they have to do different from other people and position them to be able to compete favorably. Because that's where it comes from. So it has to be holistic, like I said earlier. So it's not just training me to have ICT knowledge. You'll be able to tell me to be specialist in particular skill and be able now to give me what it takes actually to manage that skill that we're giving me. And then also that can we go to the market and then compete favorably.
Well, let's talk about you then. I mean, what would you do differently if you were governor?
One, there are a lot I've started doing. I've said it before, and I also want to repeat it again. Apart from what I said about doing roads for people, well, let them come and say it's not so. I used to be, I said before, the highest employer level after state government in Anambra State. But most, those 12 industries are under lock and key because they kidnapped over my 6 expatriates, and we paid heavily. On that note, we can't run such company without them. So what should be paramount is make sure that the state is secure. And the security issue has to be holistic. Everybody who's supposed to be involved should be involved, irrespective of whether I like the person or not. If you have something to contribute, I have to get them involved. And then when that security issue is being tackled holistically with all the things that are required to put in place to be in place, then the environment will now be conducive for business. And then when the environment conducive for business, then I'll be able to know we want to intro manufacturing. God has given us that deposit. One of our leaders, a very wonderful son of Anambra State, who has invested heavily in Anambra State, who has employed labor in Anambra State, who has contributed. I love Anambra State. And I believe also he will retire one day in Anambra, Cletus Ibeto, or Mechanic of Newi. He's already producing from his gas well in Anambra, compressed natural gas, selling, transporting it and selling. Meaning we have one of the biggest gas deposits. He has done one well and is doing a lot from it. Meaning all we need to do is bring a power plant and drop in that place. And then take it to our cities, the 3-leg, Center, Oka, Onitsha, North, and then Newi South. Put it together, and there will be permanent light. And then share it in coupon, sell it to Anambra people to own it. So the light you're using in your house will belong to you because you bought a coupon. If your house will take like 1,000, 10,000 kilowatts, you buy it. Start selling to the poor before the rich comes in because the rich will buy it and then still exploit the poor. So I sell to the poor. When the poor buys what they need, a battery charger can buy what he's using. So after paying for light, they pay him dividend after a month or two. You are growing him and he's making money and he can transfer it to his children. This now will make the place stable and you'll be a cluster of industrial park. It brings other people. Chinese you don't have to beg them. They will come because they're here. Indians will come. The Nigerians will come. And Anambrarians will come. Because most of the traders, most of the manufacturers in Lagos, part of the world, most of them, greater percentage of them are from Anambra State or from the Igbo tribe. So they will come. This is simple. These are the enablers. It will create a humongous job. Anambra State per square kilometer is small compared to other places. It's like 2-3 local governments in Kano. Why do we have to have a forest where kidnappers can be keeping people and we're looking for them to bring them? When there's a very wonderful agro land, all you need to do is not to say to people, go and be farmer. No. Prepare 10,000 square meters for different places. Prepare it. Then go and then get expert, bring improved seeds, and test the place and know if yam is growing in the south, give them yam, improved yard seed. They know that if they farm yam, this is what they're getting, and it's plus or minus 10%. And if they're planting beans, this is what they'll get. And then when you have done that, you bring off-takers. Off-takers will loan the money for labor because they're going to take the product when it's ready. And then it becomes a white-collar business. A graduate can do it. A poor and rich can do it. It will not be, oh, I'm just ordinary farmer. I don't want it. It becomes a business that I know that I'm doing this. And if someone's going to take a work of 50,000 naira a month, 100,000 a month, I can go and farm and put much effort and make 5 million. 10 million.
Well, you sound impressive, but I mean, a lot of people would argue that this is purely theoretical until you actually get into that position, assuming you do. Because I mean, when Charles Soludo was running for office, the same Charles Soludo that you're criticizing, I mean, his delivery was impeccable. I mean, he beat out everybody when he came to the debate and all the rest of it. He was just absolutely sterling. And I'm not in any way suggesting that he's not doing what they say he's doing, but I'm looking at it from your perspective. So it's not just a matter of saying that you're going to do things. That's theoretical, although you're articulating it very well. But Governor Soludo, who was on this program just a few weeks ago, says the APC doesn't exist in Anambra State, that the state is APGA and APGA is the state, and that the APC doesn't even come second or third in the pecking order of political parties there, and that both the PDP and Labour are ahead of the APC, not to talk of APGA, which is right on top of the pile. What's your reaction to that?
Thank you, Charles. Let me just say something. I am not talking about what I want to do. I say I have industries. I tell you I've done this, what I've done. I'm not saying I'll build the road. I say I'll build.
No, I understand.
So the point of agriculture, I'm not saying because my people are doing it already. And I have got improved seed from Zambia. And they are doing it already. So I'm talking about what I have
so
done.
You're simply going to expand.
It's just now doing it to a larger scale.
Right.
And attract right investment for it. Now, let me go back to what you're saying. If APC is not a party, why making us an issue? Why talking about us everywhere?
No. He talked about it because I asked. In fact, he laughed. He said, "Well, this is a joke.
Okay,
I mean, these guys are not. They're nowhere near a challenge." But I will answer your question because you asked it.
Okay, be it as it may. Let me just say this: I was in APOGA. I was a member of APOGA. I ran joint ticket with Soludo in the governorship. That's why he won. I won it from lower court to Supreme Court. It's enforcement that I lost in Supreme Court. That I'm actually there. Our section of the party, APGA, is the right one. And then we are on the right candidate. I lost in Supreme Court, and then that's how, quit like a month or 2 or 3 ago. That's how that happened. Meaning, it was my joint ticket. It was my popularity and the popularity of the incumbent governor, who was then, the incumbent then, Obiano. That Soludo, this is the first time Soludo is standing an election. He has not stood an election before. Because before, I ran in that ticket, and Obiano was the governor who was pushing him to win. So he just came to that month and won on that ticket, and his first time he's going to election. But now I haven't said that. So if I'm in APC now, and I left APOGA to APC, does it mean that I left alone? Let me just say that. So meaning I left with my whole people who actually voted me into APC. And I mean, other people has also gone into there. So meaning, it's human beings that are the political party, not the party. It's part of the, I mean. Also, when we talk about APOGA in my ward might not be up to 20, 30 people. APOGA in all the wards of the place might not be up to 20, 30, 40 people. The people that vote APOGA are the leaders who control the people. Like he will also, I say now to you, but maybe next time we ask him, until I join APOGA, has the APOGA won my local government before? No. Ask him, I say so. When I was in PDP, PDP was within my local government, including those other 2 local governments that have control.
So they follow you?
Completely.
Not the party?
Because if I have done this much road and all these things, why would they follow the government that actually have done nothing for them? So on that note, it was, even when I went to Hope, Charles, Hope Democratic Party, that is not known. He won the place. When I was in PDP, they won it. When I joined APOGA, because of Obiano, and understand we have that after him, you support me to go for governorship. I joined APOGA. When I joined that APOGA, I won the local government for APOGA. It's the first time they won it.
But your local government is a lot smaller than the rest of Anambra State.
Okay, well, I'm just giving an example.
I understand what you mean. Now you're kind of harping on it.
No, I'm just because I say 3 local governments. Let me move forward from there.
Right.
If you look at the state the way it stands right now, most of the gladiators, most of the people that control people in Anambra State, want Anambra connected back to center. They have been the ones supporting APOGA, not their membership of APOGA. They have converged under APC now. APC now become the #1 party in Anambra State. Not because I said it because I'm running, but because let him call for rally tomorrow, call for rally, and then who actually know the number it is. Practical, not even what we come to tell you.
Well, that's a bit of an ambitious thing to say.
But I'm saying what it is. And then also, we also want to say to you, when you look at the parties that are in Anambra, and look at the way it is. When P2B won the governorship under APC, under APOGA, we supported him because I was crisis in the PDP. We didn't like whatever happened. And then at that point, he has no councillor. He has no chairman. He has no House of Assembly member, but he won. Or Hakim, he can walk him on Imo State. He has no councillor. Russia won Imo State, he has no councillor. It doesn't go that way with us. If we believe that this should be done, now we believe that Anambra should be reconnected back to center. Anambra has to be connected back to center. No two ways about it. Anambra has to be connected back to center. we cannot continue to be alone while discussing Nigeria. We need to bring Anambra where they will be part of discussing Nigeria. Anambra, when you talk about the Igbo state, Anambra is normally seen as number one state in Igbo land. So we can't be outside discussion of Nigeria. We've been there for too long. Look at even the Delta State governor who just was out of for 8 years. They're saying it's not going to be possible. They can't continue. They have to bring Delta back where the issues of Nigeria, even the revenue will be discussed.
So are you counting on federal influence to help tip the balance in your favor in Anambra State?
No, I'm not counting on federal influence, but my party will give me support naturally. And those support might come in different ways.
Yeah, but are you sure that that might not end up as a backlash against you?
No, it will not, in the sense that we have seen what they are doing in our state. They finished Second Niger Bridge. They are now awarded contract of running $600 billion that connecting Second Niger Bridge to expressways that go to the Enugu.
Right.
So those mega projects they are doing, and those big interventions they are doing, has come to a point that is now coming back to us as advantage. And then because we have been out of this mainstream for a time, it is everyone looking forward to going to the mainstream of the country, whereby we can now be able to have other things that come from federal government and then complement what is going on in the state, and can be able to have a better Anambra tomorrow. So the issue is that in Anambra today, when you talk about party and the quality of men that control people in Anambra today, Anambra is controlled by APC. Besides, if APC
just very quickly because we're out of time.
If Anambra is not a APC state, why is Charles looking for a president to come? Why is he cutting us? Why is he cutting us? He was looking at that face. He's looking at that face.
He's a governor in a state. Of course he will want the president. Why wouldn't the president come and visit? The president said he's the president of all Nigerians, not APC Nigeria.
But the thing is that he's looking for us to partner with him to win. And we say, no, we're not partner with him. We want to win an election by ourselves.
I mean,
APC.
But what he means is the president, he's asking for the president to come. What's wrong with that?
No. We know there are more than that because we are APC people. And be it as it may, we know that he wants us to partner with him.
Okay.
So that he can support us during presidency. I would say no.
I like that. Well, we'll leave it at that.
Yes,
for this particular conversation. Yeah. It's good to talk with you, and come and talk with us again closer to the elections, as well as all the other candidates, because, I mean, we give a very balanced assessment here. Dr. Nicholas Ukachukwu is the APC governorship candidate for Anambra State. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles.
Good to see you.
It's my pleasure.